Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 84 of the 72 review. Fully suspect this one won't be getting watched too much at the minute because England are currently playing Republic of Ireland 3-0 up, or they were the last time I checked. So maybe in 15 minutes or so when that game's finished, people will start to come in. But international break, we're still about, aren't we, Ian, with proper football down at the lower leagues. So introduce yourself to anybody watching, let them know who you are, what you do, and why you do it, mate.
Well, I do it because I love the game. I'm 62-year-old. My name's Ian, and I'm for me sins. I'm a Rotherham season ticket holder. I'm not having the best of seasons, but when the Millers are away, I'm up and down the country vlogging for my YouTube channel at Old Man Ground Hopping. That's when I'm not keeping Dan company at Doncaster, which happened yesterday.
Aye, and you've still not seen us get beat for a while, mate, which is good. As always, if you are new to this, get comments in the chat. It does drive the conversation quite a bit, but not much to go through this weekend. We've got Burton in, good evening. We've got Neil as well, who's a regular, good evening. I like that. 72 review comes before international football every time. Love it. So yeah, not many games played this weekend, obviously, with the international break. So we'll get them coming up along the bottom of the screen. I think we'll fly through League One as well, to be fair, Ian, because there was only 5 games played. 4 of those were draws. 3 of those draws were 0-0s. Yeah, so Exeter Lincoln was 0-0. A red card on 90th minute doesn't really have an impact on the game, but I think both teams will probably be happy with that. Exeter's a tough place to go.
Yeah, I think Exeter will be happier with the point than Lincoln would, looking at the stats and whatnot. It looks like Lincoln had more shots, more on target. They're a dangerous side, Lincoln, very good side, and they've been on really good form. And Exeter had quite a good start to the season. I mean, they're well away from the relegation picture, and Gary Caldwell's doing a damn good job down there. And I think Exeter will be a little bit more pleased than Lincoln. But
I think
it's
a decent
point for both sides, really. Decent point for both sides. Yeah.
Another 0-0 draw was Bristol Rovers against Crawley. Plenty of goalmouth action. Plenty of goalmouth action with 10 shots and 13 for both teams, 6 on target, but there's no breakthrough. Again,
Crawley had the majority of the play, but Bristol Rovers, on their own patch, they're formidable. They're both in the sort of like, I would say, probably lower half of the table, both teams. Crawley will look upon it as a positive result away from home. Bristol Rovers probably ruin one or two chances that they had. I know Matt Taylor in his first match weren't particularly happy with the draw, but again, any point on the board's a positive. So both teams can go away with that match with something.
Yeah, true. I've just had a notification. Jared Bowen has made it 4-0 to England. So positive evening for England.
Oh, it's nice to see Jared Bowen on the score sheet.
Yeah, nice to see some goals as well, unlike this one, which was another 0-0 in League One. Blackpool 0, Northampton 0. But again, plenty of shots towards the net, 8 on target, fairly even possession-wise. I suppose a draw's a fair result in this one, looking at that. And I think we said last week that there's like a couple of divisions or mini tables within the divisions at the minute.
There is,
I think, like you just said, Ian, getting points on the board is better than nothing at all, especially coming into the Christmas period where it's game after game after game. You want to try and get as much on the board as possible. So maybe it was just one of those weekends where teams just didn't want to lose.
Probably, as far as Blackpool are concerned, they're probably treading water a little bit to until January comes, when Steve Bruce can really get his feet under the table and start bringing his own players in. So pick up as many points from now till then as they can. I mean, Northampton, I think it's John Brady, the manager there, were a bit under pressure.
Yeah.
Because the results haven't been going too well. And I think he'd be very, very, very pleased with a point at Bloomfield Road.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Ian.
Yeah. Mm.
So that's 0-0's done. There was one more draw in League One. Cambridge won, Barnsley won, and probably a result more fondly looked upon by Cambridge fans. Barnsley doing pretty well. They went 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Lundulu, I think his name is. Yeah. I'll go with that pronunciation. But Barnsley paid Cambridge back, and it finished 1-1. But on the balance of play, it's looking like Barnsley had the majority of it with more shots on target, and probably come away from that one feeling like they should have had 3 points, not one.
Probably, yeah. I mean, probably Darrell Clark won't be too happy with that because they were excellent against us on the game before. Cambridge, though, I mean, beware any team that are fighting for their lives, and they're down there, and they'll be fighting for every ball. So it's not too much of a surprise. And yeah, you're right. It's probably a better result for Cambridge than it is for Barnsley.
Yeah. Especially during the international break, I think if you're towards the top end of the table and you're playing, you want to get the full 3 points on the board to kind of put the pressure on the teams in and around you. Same down at the bottom of the table, really, isn't it? You want to get them points on the board to put pressure on. It's a lot better to have points on the board than games in hand, because sometimes the games in hand bring nothing back. Whereas points on the board are there, aren't they?
As well.
Yeah. And then one victory in League One. It was Stockport 1, Wrexham 0. Fantastic result for Stockport. Around the Grounds was at the game. He's done a vlog on it, and Burton's come in and said good luck this week in the Content Creator Awards for Thursday. Yeah, good luck, Lee. We hope you get the trophy. Lolo's in as well. Good evening, Lolo. Welcome to the show. So yeah, Stockport 1, Wrexham 0. Fantastic result for Stockport, and
good goal as well.
Weighted in their favour as well, don't they?
Really good goal from Louis Barry as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's going to go far. I mean, I've seen him a couple of times on loan from Villa. He had a successful loan spell last season with Stockport, and they've got him for this season as well. And he really is the real deal. And as far as League One concerned, he's a bit of a G code. Goal scoring, left-sided midfielder. What more do you want? Wrexham, not a very good performance, to be honest with you. I said when they beat us a few weeks ago that the Wrexham didn't impress me at all. I mean, they won the game, don't get me wrong, they're hard-working, determined, but they're no Birmingham City. I think they'll do well. I think they'll probably be top 6, but they don't frighten me at all as a club. And I think if I were a Stockport or even a Lincoln, I think they're better sides than Wrexham.
Yeah. There we go. And news just in: 5-0 England. Harwood Bellis with the goal. So absolutely,
it's just our luck, isn't it? It's just our luck. We were bored silly the first half, bored stupid, and now it turns into a goal fest when we're here.
Typical, isn't it? Yeah, Harwood Bellis, Roy Keane's future son-in-law. Yeah, that'll please him, won't it? Scoring against the Republic of Ireland.
I'll tell you this much: he's a big, brave centre half. But if he's going to become, if Roy Keane's going to become your father-in-law, he's going to have to be a bit braver.
Yeah, you need to be extremely brave to have a father-in-law like that. So that rounds League One off. Let's have a quick look at the table. So teams that played down at the bottom: Cambridge, Crawley, both drew. So didn't really make any sort of inroads to getting out of the bottom 3. A 3 points would have been much better for either one of those teams. And like I say, it put pressure on.
Crawley played 16 as well.
Yeah, so Cambridge do have that couple of games in hand. But like we said, it's better to have points on the board than games in hand sometimes.
Yeah, they're on a decent little run of form though, Cambridge, aren't they? I mean,
they are 1 defeat in 5.
10 points from 5 games. That's decent.
Yeah, it's very good. Blackpool starting to look over the shoulder potentially. Only a couple of points above the drop zone at the minute.
Well, they're as bad as
us. On the same games as well. So it's starting to settle the table a little bit now. Neil saying Ainsworth's got a massive job on his hands to keep Shrewsbury up. He has indeed.
Yes, but I still think it's a good appointment. Yeah. I think it's a good appointment because he's going to make them when he's got the January window out of the way and he's brought some players in, he's going to make them horrible to play against.
Yeah.
He's going to teach them the dark arts, and he's going to he's very good at that. And he's going to start, making games bitty and not free flowing, because that's what Gareth Ainsworth does. And he's good at it.
Yeah, he is. Bristol Rovers currently slotting in at mid-table, 18 points, and I think the 0-0 draw against Crawley is probably a disappointing result for them.
Because they could have shot up, couldn't they, to where Peterborough?
Yeah.
Oh no, goal differences minus. They'd have gone up a place though, wouldn't they?
Yeah. They tightened it up a little bit. But Barnsley losing out with the draw this weekend. Stockport gaining a place, but Barnsley do have a game in hand, and it's all tightened it up a little bit with Stockport beating Wrexham. The playoffs. It's a tough playoff picture, that, isn't it?
It is. If it stops like that, it'd be a hell of a playoff picture.
Yeah.
And look where Exeter are. I mean, top 10. That's excellent.
Yeah.
I'm sure all Exeter fans have been. Yeah.
Yeah. Joseph, good point. All three promoted sides doing well in the top 7. So, Wrexham were promoted, Stockport, Mansfield, and Crawley were the other team, weren't they? Who are the exception to the rule, but a lot of players left. We've got John in. Good evening. It's interesting watching you and the England match at the same time. I won't give you the score. No, keep it coming.
Keep them coming. It's all right. There's goals flying in everywhere, and we're here talking about League 1 and
2. Where there were 3 goals in 5 games. Moving on to League 2, I think the only place to start is Donny, isn't it? We're both at the game yesterday. As a neutral, Ian, I'll let you take this one.
Okay.
Talk about your experience and how you thought the game would go, and I'll agree or disagree with you.
Yeah, I mean it does. I mean, I don't think the stats tell the story, because Rovers had one shot on target, Salford had 3. It doesn't tell you the fact that Rovers hit the woodwork twice, and generally played some extremely good football. A real joy to watch at times. I think sometimes they can switch off defensively, which happened with Salford's goal. I don't think McGrath got tight enough to their player and allowed him to usher it onto his right foot. But it was a good finish, a very good finish, and that put Salford 1-up against the run of play, I would say. But Grant McCann's substitutions did make a difference. Billy Sharp came on and did what Billy Sharp does, a 5-yard tapping, and then he was about 2 or 3 minutes after that, he was clean through, beat the keeper with a shot and hit the post. And I would have put my life savings on a striker of Billy Sharp's quality, putting that away. But that's twice I've seen Salford this season. I saw them at Chesterfield earlier in the season, and they did exactly the same. They got generally outplayed, but still got a point. They're very competitive under Carl Robinson. They're a bit physical, but all Carl Robinson's teams have that in them. They've got that physicality in them. They work very, very hard, and they really did graft for a point. As far as Rovers are concerned, they're going to be disappointed they didn't win the game, but they didn't lose. They got a point on the board, which is a positive, and it keeps the run going. And they've got an away game next, and Rovers just seem to be more competitive away from home and get better results. What would you say?
Yeah, it's a weird one. I agree with everything you've said there. To be fair, mate, I thought we huffed and puffed. I thought we had some really good opportunities. Gibson's goes in off the foot of the post rather than back to the keeper, and it's a.
Well, what did I say to you at the time? When Gibson were running onto that ball, I thought he should have struck it first time.
Yeah, and it's like we're getting to the final third and questioning what to do when we're not making the right decisions. So it be that the ball in, and it's either getting over hit or under hit, or not played at all. There's opportunities to take shots on, and we don't. We try to be a little bit too intricate, a bit too neat and tidy, and
try
probably
to overplay a bit.
Overplaying it a little bit. And I think that's showing that we've only scored 22 goals. And like Grant McCann said, if we're going to win the league, you need to be scoring 80, 90 to get anywhere near kind of that sort of level. And we're not on that at the minute. And we've got Sharp and Ironside, who are two very good strikers. We've got good attacking wingers in Molyneux and Gibson. So something not quite right that's preventing us from scoring freely. And I think we're starting
my inkling is that there's going to be one game where it really clicks, and you're going to give somebody a 5 or 6 goal thumping, because the chances are there.
Yeah,
and I think that'll happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, hopefully, and hopefully it happens at home, because, like you say, his home form's not quite as good as away form. I think we're 7th in the home form table, about 1.5 points a game. Just
I think
under,
you're in the top 3 in the away table, though.
I think we're 5th. Yeah, fifth. So we're not quite as good as we were away. So yeah, based on that, it's playoff form, not top 3. What Grant McCann's wanting. So improvements are needed. I came out of this one feeling a bit dejected. I thought it was another 2 points dropped, similar to Notts County last week, where we played well for the last 45 minutes and probably had enough to win the game. Although on the balance of play, I'd probably say Notts County was more deserving of a draw than the Salford game. I just felt any of those shots goes in off the post rather than out, or the disallowed goal is left. And I can see why the referee's blown. Bailey does push the keeper a little bit, but he's getting pushed in by Lund. So it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think the keeper's meant to be a little bit as well.
There didn't seem to be a lot of dissent from the Rovers players when it was disallowed, though.
No, and that's something that I do tend to look at, like the reaction of the players, and everyone seemed to pretty much accept it and turn and get back into shape, didn't they? So it's a frustrating one. I feel like we've potentially lost 4 points over 2 games there, which could be massive come the end of the season. Josie's got a question. Do you think Billy Sharp should have started the game? I don't know. I think he's been off the boil a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and I think Ironside's come on and done really well. I think it's good to have 2 strikers that are both kind of as good as each other, but bring different aspects to the game. I think Salford's physicality needed somebody like Ironside to try and tie them out a little bit, and because he was on kind of pinning into defenders and causing havoc for the first 45-50 minutes, and then Sharp's come on, I think it then gives Billy a little bit more freedom, a bit more space, and especially with both of them being on, I think you need a couple of defenders near Ironside to want to stop him and want to kind of mop up the knock-ons. But then if you've got Billy Sharp, it gives you another headache, doesn't it? As a defence, you've got 2 decent strikers to be keeping your eye on. So I think Grant got the tactics right, to be honest. I just think we were a bit wasteful with the chances that we had, a bit unfortunate with them. There we go. Lovely. Moving on to Colchester against Bradford. Neil, you're in the chat. Talk us through this one. Obviously, Andy Cook does what Andy Cook does, scores your goals.
Yeah, scores goals. He's in my fantasy team virtually every week.
Got you one up, and it looked like it was game done and dusted, and the latest of late equalisers sent Colchester fans home very, very happy. 90.9.
That is sickening, isn't it? Yeah. It really is sickening. If an equaliser or a winner goes in that late, it's awful.
Yeah.
But having said that, looking on the balance of play, it looks like Collier deserved it. I mean, 68% possession, more shots, more on target. I mean, obviously not being there, I don't know, but it looks like Bradford were hanging on, and they just couldn't hang on.
Yeah. So Neil said it was a tight game, went 1-0 up, and then managed the game well, and then got caught at the back post on the 99th minute. Yeah, I saw saw somebody record it from the stands, and yeah, it's just come across to the back post, and it's kind of free just to place it past the keeper. And yeah, Bradford fans didn't sound happy at all. It's a club that has pretty high expectations. I think they're a level below where they should be at least.
Yeah, and rightly so. They should have increased expectations. They're a club of Bradford size.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I think with that. Frustration could be creeping in, that performances and results aren't quite matching up to the expectations of the fan base at the minute. John's come in and said every team has their nemesis, and unfortunately Notts County is his Crewe. I can only give credit for a brilliant goal. Never mind, we had an excellent unbeaten run. We knew it couldn't last, so we'll move on to Notts County next. But Neil said it was originally 5 minutes injury time, but got changed to 10 when Lewis Richards got injured. So yeah, it's that just adds frustration, doesn't it, when it's beyond the allocated time, but then there's an injury within that. It's only a minimum amount of time added on, isn't it? But
they always say minimum, don't they? They always say minimum.
Yeah. But yeah, disappointing result for Bradford, being 1-0 up. Okay, moving on to. Oh, Neil's also said, don't forget we still have Sarkovic, Patterson, and Baldwin out, which are 3 big players.
Sarkovic is a hell of a miss.
Yeah, definitely. Plus Tyreek Wright out for months, and Richards now, so bit of an injury crisis at Bradford.
I think they'll be busy in January.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? Okay, so we had John talking about the nemesis, Notts County's his Crewe. Credit for a brilliant goal, and the unbeaten run has come to an end. So yeah, Crewe. Ian, you were talking earlier. They're hitting a bit of form at the minute, aren't they? Doing really well.
Oh, they are. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the Notts had the majority of the play, but we've said before, you can have 66-70% possession, but if you're knocking it around your back four, it doesn't really mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
Crewe, I mean, let's face it, 3 on target, 2 goals. That's efficiency. And Shiloh Tracy's goal were an excellent strike. They're very good. Crewe, I mean, last season they got to the playoff final. It looks like they're heading in the same direction there. I mean,
possibly one better this time as well.
I don't think the budget at Crewe is very big compared to Notts and 1 or 2 more League Two clubs. But Lee Bell has done a fantastic job there. And the dangerous opponents both home and away, so they're doing extremely well.
Yeah,
and also they've got a squad that's been together now for a couple of years.
Yeah,
which does make
so
hell of a difference.
They've been building something for a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
Dale said they can't grumble about the result. Had nothing up front with no Jatta, Crowley, Jones, and a half-fit Disney. And if you've not seen it, the worst refereeing decision for the Crewe penalty. I've not seen it, so I will take a look at that after the show. But yeah, that's similar to Bradford. A lot of key players out. I mean, Jatta was a handful last Saturday at Donny. So yeah, it's
any League Two team's going to miss Jones in the middle and Crowley as well.
Definitely. Neil saw this one as a draw before kick-off, but fair play to Crewe after a bad start to the season. They're blossoming now. They certainly are. And Bailey's in probably after the England game. Good evening, Bailey.
He's probably counted his points in the fantasy league.
He's just been having a look at fantasy league. Harrogate beating Chesterfield 2-1. That was a turn up for the books, wasn't it? Unexpected results.
That is typical Harrogate. That when you put them against opponents, oh well, Chesterfield will blow them away, and they just stick in there and they get the job done. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. Did we have them pretty low down, Harrogate? I think we did. I think
we did. Yeah, it's same every season. I think everybody expects Harrogate to be struggling because of.
I mean, I think they've got a. I think they've got a budget there. I think they've got a budget there of about £25.50 or something like that. I know it's probably one of the lowest in the EFL, but wham, they get results.
Yeah, they do.
So, and I think Simon Weaver there, I know his dad's the chairman, but I think he's unsackable.
He is.
James Berry goal, by the way, for Chesterfield was an exceptional goal. Yeah. He just got the ball sort of like and just ran at people, and they just disappeared, and he just stuck it in the back corner. But they just do it. Harrogate do it. 32% possession. It doesn't matter how much possession you got. There's only one statistic that matters, and that's the scoreline.
Yeah,
but hats off to Harrogate. That was a fantastic result. Fantastic result.
Yeah, they do. Neil said that it's another great weekend on the Fantasy AFL for Bailey. Thought he had a decent one till he saw Bailey's points all. We will see that later on in the show. My points all is shocking because I forgot to change my team about, and Bailey's still got 3 players and Wimbledon still to play. So he's running away with it. Away with it. John said that there's an injury crisis at the moment. No Jody Jones. Dan Crowley was at risk. Jatta wasn't an injury, but he was on international duty, so we're a bit thin on the ground. There we go.
Do you know the rules over internationals? Has it got to be 3 a year squad or more?
Yeah, 3 or more, I think it is.
I'd say, yeah.
We have covered Donny, but Bailey's just seen a stat from Tom Biltcliffe saying that we have hit the woodwork 9 times this season already, most in the league.
Yeah, twice yesterday. Yeah.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Looking elsewhere, let's go back up to the top. Newport County, Grimsby 0-0. We'll not touch on that one. We'll talk about MK Dons 3-2 win over Cheltenham and
coming
George
back from
Miller.
2-0 down as well.
Yeah, it's a shame Jake's not here because we could have a klaxon for George Miller. I
mean, Cheltenham have been in really good form after the beat us in the cup. They've been on some really good form, but MK are doing the business now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But I do wish we'd have kept George Miller on at Donny because I think he'd have added a different dimension to what Ironside and Sharp do as well. But I think he got told that he was down the pecking order, and from that point, it wasn't a case of he's got a chance of fighting for the shirt. I think it was you will play behind Ironside or Sharp, and as a player,
to be honest with you, as far as George Miller's concerned, he's too good to be a number 3 or a 4 striker anyway.
Yeah.
So he did the right thing because, I mean, didn't you get him from Walsall, Miller?
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah, and he scored goals for Walsall. So, I mean, and he scored goals for Rovers. So, yeah, he's perfectly entitled to move on. But
ex-Bradford as well.
Dark side of Donny.
But no, MK 2-0 down. And like you say, did well to fight back. Bailey, not too upset that we let him go. He was injured all last season, so maybe needed a fresh start. Like Ian said, definitely too good to be a third choice. Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to see him scoring. Hopefully, he doesn't score past us when we play Cheltenham.
It's not your next home game, isn't it, Cheltenham? I think it is.
I think it might be. Yeah.
Let's
have a look. Let's have a quick look. Well, yes, it is. Yeah, 7th of December. You know our schedule better than I do. Let's get back to the scores. Bromley 1-1 against Carlisle, and Michael Cheek. He's again. You've said it before. He scores goals, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It was a penalty, but I mean, you look at Carlisle. This is our next away game. Yeah, 23 shots, 5 on target, 70% possession. That all leans towards that. It should have been an absolute walk in the park for them, and they managed to get away with a 1-1 draw. I think you could say
by that. I think Dick Carlisle possibly deserved a point.
At least. Maybe the red card helped them get back into the game. It looks like they probably buffed for large parts of it, and then Bromley go down to 10 men, and late on, Adu Ajay scores to make it 1-1, and a valuable point towards the bottom of the table in that one.
Yeah, well, it's a point gain for Carlisle, but they really got to start motoring.
Because they need to be getting 3 points on the board, don't they? Port Vale, good win for them. Gets them back to winning ways after defeat last weekend. 1-0 with Chislett scoring late on against Morecambe. And Morecambe are one of those teams, aren't they? And if you score one, you've probably beat them.
Yeah. I mean, I fear for them now. I mean, they're really struggling. They've got ownership issues. It's really looking bad for them. But Vale, I mean, you would have taken them to win that game, but you've got to do the business. They did the business. They're still top. So, job done, isn't it, really?
It is indeed. Joseph said, MK flying, 5 wins on the bounce. Bailey said that in January, he thinks we'll get rid of Yeboah and replace him with somebody else who can play out wide and also fill in up front if we need to change things. I'd agree with that. Yeboah's had a couple of opportunities and not really shown anything.
Taking them.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because I think there is something there, but I think it's probably just maybe a season too early to be playing in men's football. Probably needs a bit more time in the under-18s before or under-21s at Bristol City before.
Is he a loanee then, Yeboah?
Yeah, from Bristol City.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is not quite hit it for me.
Maybe his club might want him to sort of do a National League one first.
Yeah,
the club in the National League. Yeah.
Neil said Carlisle's results are shocking mine. Bromley keep getting players sent off and dropping points because of it. Yep. And Bailey spoke to a Carlisle fan he knows on Friday. He said Williamson's clueless and thinks we will batter them next week. I hope so. And then Neil, we've got Morecambe in the second round of the FA Cup. Watch them go and beat us. We can't beat them at their gaff. Bogey team and a bogey ground.
Yeah, but they've got some, I don't know. There's some surprise results in the FA Cup, isn't there? So
yeah.
It depends what team. I mean, I think for League 1 and 2 clubs in the FA Cup, I think if they put a strong team out, they should be all right. But if they're filling them with youngsters and first-year pros, they deserve everything that's coming to them.
Yeah. Joseph said that Darren Moore's doing a cracking job. A fair play to him. Wish it had worked out at Wednesday for him. But good luck to him. Yeah, he's a decent manager. I think we saw that at Donny that his man management is good. We were disappointed that he went to Sheff Wednesday and now can't stand him because of that.
To be honest, if he weren't for Mr. Chansiri, he'd still be there now because the fans loved him at Wednesday.
Yeah, they did. Couple more comments come in. James has said, "What's the win look like? We've won 1 in 9 across all competitions."
It's not looking good for Newport, though, is it?
No, Neil said it doesn't help missing penalties either. He said, "Yeah, we can't take penalties." So yeah, finished 0-0. I'm assuming a penalty was missed. I've not seen any of the highlights for that one, but fairly even game.
There weren't that many. Yeah.
But
Grimsby do the business away from home. They're one of the best teams in League 2 away from home. It's just at Blundell Park that they're pretty poor.
Yeah, we like going to Blundell Park. And then I think there's one final. There's two results to go through. Accrington, Swindon. What a game this has been. So a game that ebbed and flowed. 1-0 down, 2-1 up, and then finished 2-2. We were talking yesterday though, Ian. We've got big concerns over Swindon and the position that they're in on and off the field. But Accrington have seemed to have turned a corner from their poor early season start, haven't they? Yeah,
they've strung some results together and decent performances as well. I mean, I love Gunaki. I'm going actually. FA Cup second round day is again. These two clubs meet again, and I'm going to be there on that, vlogging on that day at Aki. So I'm really looking forward to it. Swindon. Didn't we say that they're a really big club for League 2? Good fan base. Something's going horribly wrong there. I don't know what it is. But that is a good point for them, really, against an improving Accrington side. Because down there at the bottom end of League Two, it's really double jeopardy, isn't it? Because if you fall out of the EFL, doesn't matter. I mean, Notts knew that were a big club that fell into the National League and stopped there for a few years.
It's hard work getting out, isn't it?
It's very hard to get out of the National League. So hopefully Ian Holloway can sort of like pull them round and make them a little bit more competitive. But it's going to be a hell of a job for him.
It is indeed. And then the final game of this international break weekend was Barrow being beaten 3-1 by Wimbledon, who are another team that are just getting results. They're doing well. Yeah, and we've got them coming up in the next couple of weeks, I believe, at their place. So I'm not looking forward to that one. But Piggott, decent player, gets them in front in 2 minutes. Barrow peg Wimbledon back, but then Matthew Stevens comes in with a double in 2 minutes to make it 3-1. And it's game done and dusted, isn't it?
And it's a hell of a long trip, isn't it, from London up there to Barrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, very good.
Barrow have been doing well as well. It's a great win for Wimbledon, that one.
Yeah, because Barrow is a very tough place to go. Neil said, and if you like me, you captain Matty Stevens on EFL, you'll love him.
All right. Yeah.
Not bad. So that's all the results touched upon across this international break weekend. Let's have a quick look at the table before having a look at the Fantasy EFL. So Morecambe and Carlisle both in the bottom two at the moment, and it's a very Doncaster Rovers thing to do to help a team out who are in trouble. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to next weekend, although Bailey said that one of their fans thinks that we're going to batter them. It's just one of those, isn't it? You never know. It's played on grass, not on paper, and yeah, we're the gift that keeps giving sometimes. Swindon just teetering above the bottom two, with Colchester just above them, and then Bromley in 20th on 16 points. Accrington turned their form around. I think they were bottom for quite a while, fighting it out with Morecambe, but they pulled themselves away from the drop zone. Very, very good form at the minute. Moving up to the top end of the table, got Bradford in 8th, Grimsby in 7th, Notts County in 6th, MK Dons in 5th, Walsall in 4th. So yeah, it's tight up there. I mean, Bradford on 23 points, and then up to Walsall on 27, Donny in 3rd on 28, joint points with Crewe. But both Crewe and Walsall games in hand over Donny. So we could end up looking like we're playing catch up if they win their games in hand. But current runaway leaders, Port Vale on 33 points, so doing very well. 5
points clear at this stage of season's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Hopefully we can catch them. Only time will tell. Okay, looking at the Fantasy EFL, we'll get the banner off of the bottom now. Yeah, poor weekend for me. I forgot to update my my team, but it looks like Stags on Tour has done the same, only getting 2 points. Max getting 36. Yeah, some low points in the bottom half of the table. Sturdy Club 7 did well on 44 points, pulled them up to 19th. Yeah, 17 points. Absolute dreadful weekend for me. Ian, you got
43.
That's not bad. That's decent.
It's not too bad, but I put Jack Marriott in, and he's long-term injured for Wrexham, so which I didn't realise at the time. But it weren't a bad week, really. No,
it wasn't. Keeping on moving up the table, we've got some good points now. People who have remembered to change their team about. We've got Slot Matip Indias. 78 points with a fantastic team name. Cooking on Gas FC with 69 points, moving up to 7th. Lolo got 52 points, but Lewis Sunderland got 65, so moved up to 5th. Lee Around the Grounds got 63, but then we go up. Winner of the week so far, 88 points.
Look at the top three, 88, 71, 77. We're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Bailey can't find my team.
Bailey's over 1,000. Over 1,000.
first player in the division to get over 1,000 points. Well done, Bailey. Neil, stop Bailey. Yeah, we'll have to ban him from these games because he won the predictions league last year. It looks like he's winning this at a canter as well. So yeah, it's good. It's good fun. If you want to join it, you're more than welcome to. And we have smashed that. Bailey already, mind the gap, lads. Yeah, there is still a long way to go. But yeah, only a few games to go through, so got through that fairly quickly. Enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
So, any final words for this weekend, Ian?
Enjoyable day at the Eco Power yesterday, and I really enjoy it when I haven't got a vested interest. I mean, I think you can look at games more analytical, and you know, it's good. You're not kicking every ball like you are when you're following your own team. Thoroughly enjoyed your company, Dan.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, onwards and upwards. A full program next weekend, so let's get back into it.
We will indeed. Championship back, League One and League Two. Thoroughly enjoyed you being there with me yesterday as well. It was nice to have a sit down and chat with you. Have some decent food, a drink, and
the food's excellent, by the way. Yeah.
And we watched a decent game of football. I thought it was decent, entertaining, and yeah, like you say, you didn't have Rotherham there to ruin your weekend as well, which was nice.
Yeah.
But hopefully everyone's enjoyed this shorter episode 80. Obviously, people have been watching England or not tuning in because their teams haven't played this weekend. If you are watching throughout the week, stick a big thumbs up on it. Get your comments in the section down below. Subscribe to myself, Ian, and the rest of the lads who come onto the show. All their links are in the description down below. Have a fantastic week. Look after yourselves. Look after everybody else. And yeah, we will see you next Sunday, same time, same place for all three divisions. See you later.
Cheers.